Hello everybody, and welcome back to Roads Yet Traveled. We are still talking with Tyre, learning about him, things, Tucker still hates him. He's just wrong. Look at this man. He's so cute. How could you hate him? He cuts himself off again. I feel like he's practically begging me to intrude at this point. That's Soknos? Sorry. Crew is coming soon, yeah? Who are they?
Hopefully no one. It's not uncommon for Soknos to interfere with our work. Well, but they rarely send people all the way out here to do it in person. It's probably just to scare us into shape more than anything. They like to keep tabs on their projects, and, well, things have been a bit strange down here recently, as you can imagine.
Do they know about me?
I'd hope not.
What?
Did you expect them to? Barely anyone knows about you, Tucker. You know that.
The whole station knows about me.
So?
Mouth agape, I simply stare in disbelief as Tyre gives me a confused look.
You'd have to ask the captain about that. I'm not sure who she chose to share your experiences with. Still, I doubt a Radam Soknas technician would have prior knowledge of your existence.
Has word of me not spread from the station? I kind of figured it'd be a big deal by now. Wait, am I self-absorbed for thinking that? Yes, but that's besides the point. No, I'm an alien. Aliens are cool as fuck. I guess I'll have to ask the captain next time I see her. Well, okay. Do you know how long it is until they arrive?
It shouldn't be much longer. I heard they successfully performed a slingshot around Morendi after refueling on Reich. Which is to say, they're close.
I'd keep an eye out for someone in a gray uniform, but that's most of the people on the damn station already. It's fine. With how big this place is, I'm pretty sure I can stay out of their way. I rub my eyes as the morning malaise slowly creeps back in. I wince as I rub my sore gums. What a morning. And it's still only, what, the 7th mark? Fuck me. Tyre seems to be feeling the same, as he yawns and checks the time.
Well, I'm a bit shocked that your guardians seem to be taking us so long to answer their monitors. You're welcome to stay here as long as you'd like. I'm not sure how much work I can get done today anyways.
Thank you, Tyre.
Of course.
Despite the fact that he's probably fed me bullshit for the past mark or so, his smile does afford me some rest as I lay back in my chair. I don't think Tyre would ever do anything to hurt me. Well, he at least feels somewhat responsible. I think he's trying to keep me safe in his own way. That explains some things. I'm a bit more upset now, but at least that clears up a few things at least. The room returns to a what is this word? Taciturn? Taciturn? What? State, as we both bathe in the awful existence of the early morning hours. Tyre looks like he's ready for another shot, while I would kill for some ibuprofen. He checks his mail as we both breathe silently in the dull air. A silent minute goes by until he speaks up again.
Tucker. I know it's still early, but I was wondering if I could ask you a few more questions while I had you here.
Huh? Again with this? What do you mean?
Well, the captain didn't specifically put me in charge of your, let's say, mental well-being. I still believe it's important. I was just wondering how things have been going for you. And I know today might be an obvious outlier, but I was curious if you could perhaps share a bit more with me.
Isn't he getting the reports the same as everyone else? Well, I guess the reports are as good as Marrowyn writes them up to be. And I know he's been prone to ignore certain reports in the past. What did you have in mind?
Well, I've read what I can about you, Tucker, but we haven't exactly had much time to converse together. Our last meeting wasn't exactly what I would call fortuitous either.
It was for me.
I can only serve you as so well as I know what you want. Sorry. Before you say it, I know you want to go home. I'm sorry that is not something I can promise right now. It would just help me if I knew how to help you.
Ugh, I feel like I've heard that spiel before, back on Earth. The help never feels all that helpful. I'm not sure what I can ask for. I'm eating well enough. My room is fine, I enjoy living with Marrowyn, and the captain helps get me this uniform, so I'm not dirty all the time anymore.
No, I suppose it was a bit of a nebulous question. I apologize. I'm glad to hear that you're enjoying your living quarters, however. I was a bit worried when Marrowyn suggested it.
Were you worried for me, or of me? The thought wasn't meant to slip out like that.
A bit of both, I must say. The thought of an alien living with a Karen in close quarters was, worrying to say the least.
Thank goodness he thought it was a joke.
No, I'm glad that you've been able to get out and start learning about the station. Have you been treated fine? No one's been causing any trouble for you. I can only do so much from down here, but if there's an issue, I could make some calls.
I've been alright. The crew tends to keep their distance, and I haven't been harassed or anything like that.
That's good. I was worried that something like that may happen. Karen can be quick to judge at times. But if you're alright, then there's no need to worry. I'm sure your guardians can take care of you well enough.
They've been great, yeah. I've even had a chance to meet some of their co-workers. It's been interesting. They're more like humans than I'm sure either of us would like to acknowledge.
It seems we may be.
For better or worse, I'm yet to fully decide.
And your new position, has that been suiting you well?
It keeps my mind off things. It's better than sitting around all day, at least.
Yes, well, I trust you'd make the best of it. There's only so much you can do out of your own.
For now. What do you want, Tucker? Like a gun? Guess you can do a lot with that. I'm like, what did Tucker mean by this?
Of course. Well, I'm glad to hear that things have been alright since we last met. Oh, I've been meaning to ask, though. Were you alright that day? You seemed a bit, quieter than usual.
What do you mean?
I don't mean to be rude, Tucker. It's just, you seemed a bit less grounded than our previous meetings. I turned to check on you at one point, and you were just staring at the floor with such a blank expression. I was thinking of stopping the meeting, but you seemed to snap out of it. I'm sure it's mostly a stress response, but have you noticed anything similar? I'm sure we could get Dr. Seno to look into it for you. Among all the other things he checks on.
Thinking back on that day, and nothing concrete crosses my mind. I mean, I was totally freaking out that morning, but by the time I got into her office, I was mostly okay. I can't say that I do. Maybe I just forgot.
You forgot. Well, it's something to keep an eye on. Nothing good can come from that. Oh, speaking of forgetting, I was meaning to ask again. Did you remember why you came down here this morning? It was quite the shock finding you how I did. Look at me, talking about forgetting things and only bringing this up now.
Yeah, no, I was, pale eyes cut through my consciousness as I reach for where the thought should be. I was, there is nothing to be gleaned here. Forget forget, while it still lets you.
You,
I forgot. His expression is slow to change. Confusion blooms into sudden and abrupt horror in the span of a wing beat. And a wing beat. Okay. Only barely subsiding as he ekes out his words.
You, forgot. Tucker, are you sure you're alright? Can you tell me where you are?
I'm in your office on the Icarod 2.
Okay. And can you tell me what you were doing this morning, before we met?
There was something there, tangible moments of fear and pain. I remember those. They're ingrained into my flesh. Sordid and malignant trophies of a battle I lost. Pieces of it come back to me as I find more and more clues to grasp onto. A bruised arm, a cut leg, broken tooth. Tyre visibly recoils as I pull it out of my pocket. I stare at the bloody stump, and it comes back to me. I thought I saw something.
You saw something. What was it?
A lure, a ghost, a mascot.
Perhaps that didn't translate well. Could you say that one more time?
It was a mascot. I know it was. Why is this so hard for me to remember? I grasp the side of my head as the slight headache begins to come on. When did I start raising my voice?
Tucker, please calm down. It's quite alright. I'm here. There are no station mascots, so I'm not sure how you could have seen. Perhaps it was a wayward crewmate. Had you seen them before?
Seen them? Wait. I had, hadn't I? A mockery of a crowd. No two words sound even of flesh. I think I have. It was thrumming and beating, and mechanical and melodic and wrong. It was in a dream. It was worth turning to face it. I won't see it. It wasn't, sorry. Not it was. It was not. Tucker is not happy. It's not worth turning to face it. They won't let me see it. Oh, look. It's Tyre. His little CG friend. There's a lot of space missing. Is the mascot gonna, like, peek out from the chair? Just like, hello.
Tucker! Tucker, are you alright? Is something wrong? Surely this isn't translating correctly.
A million broken voices, shattered and wrong, all sing in joy as my heart stops. How could I forget about you?
Oh, by the void, what's happening?
My skin writhes as my mind goes blank. Words unspoken, translated across static airwaves. Something's wrong. He's here. Oh, there we go. He's just staring, like...
What is this guy doing? What's he talking about? What is it? There's no one here, it's just us.
My lips are moving, but I am not. Professor, I remember now.
What is it? Are you okay? Damn it, Marrowyn. Answer your monitor.
I've lost control of my life. That was a while ago. I know why I came down here. I wanted to talk to you.
Okay, let's talk. What do you need?
I remember so much. Things I never even learned. Words that I couldn't have heard, and wish never to be spoken. Sounds that I can't form with my rotten tongue. But maybe I could, if it just weren't for that one thing. Look at this friend. Look at this little guy. He's like a little frown. He's like, oh. That awful thing staring back at me in the mirror. What? Arise, fair son. Okay. And kill the envious moon. Immediately, I start sobbing, falling against Tyre's cold desk as I hold my head in my hands. What is happening? Slamming the desk does nothing but hurt my already sore body.
Oh no, Tucker, please calm down.
He steps behind me and puts a paw on my back. I wouldn't have taken him for one to console, but it's the best I can get right now. As awful as it was, I can't let it fade. I have to remember this time. The songs, the chants, all lost in the static. But what's happened to me, what I saw, it seems to be sticking for now. I grip my hand so hard, I worry I'm going to bleed. The scars will live on as memory, even if my mind cannot. Although I know it to be the carrings, even scars are temporary. My breath starts to slow and cool, the taste of bile slick on my tongue. Tyre frantically bounces around the room, offering me water and checking his monitor. Pulling myself up, I make eye contact with him, barely breathing through ragged breaths. I think something is wrong with me. He takes a quick look around the room before returning to his desk.
Tucker, I will do what I can to help you, but I need to know what just happened.
I don't know. I saw something I had seen before, but only in a dream.
And your memory problem, is that related?
It must be. I think this has happened more than once now. I think you were right about that meeting with the captain. I don't think I was just zoning out. I must have just forgotten it all. Have you ever heard of anything like this?
Memory loss, hallucinations, possible
somnambulism. This is a word, probably some medical thing that I don't know.
They could be, well, they are technically all symptoms of extreme stress, but what you're undergoing. Can you recall anything else?
Can I? My mind is a mess right now. Adrenaline still coursing through me, hampering any and all logical thought. I still want to run. I still want to hide. I might have heard voices, but I can't remember what they said. I'm sorry.
Oh, please, no, Tucker, it's fine. You're quite alright. You've done quite enough. Let me think.
The room is still ripe with the smell of fear, as Tyre taps his claws on the desk. His eyes dart about as he mumbles under his breath.
I should remind you that I'm not technically a medical doctor. My research is in physics. I'm sure if I could get a hold of Marrowyn, he could,
His head snaps to the translator, and he rips his monitor off. I'm almost too shocked to move as I can barely offer a, "Are you okay?" The room is silent. He tore out his tongue. It will translate no longer. I'm alone again, with an increasingly frantic man.
Hallucinations, memory loss, possible schizophrenia. But he'd have to...
All mumbled under panic breaths. Tyre, you're worrying me. Is something wrong? I know he can't hear me, but I don't know what else to do.
The conditions have changed, but how would he... Surely not. I'm just overreacting.
His unfocused eyes shoot up and down the dim room, before finally landing on me. A sore sight for eyes, that's for sure. Taken aback by his own, outburst, he takes a moment. It seems the both of us are having quite the morning.
Tucker, I'm going to heavily suggest that you let Dr. Seno look at you immediately. I'll send him the full list of tests, but we just need to be sure everything is okay with you.
Okay. What? Did something happen?
No, I'm sorry. I don't have time to fix the translator right now. I'm going to step out and...
His monitor lights up as multiple messages come flooding in.
Oh my, this is, unexpected.
I can only raise a brow as he fails to elaborate.
It seems my communications have been offline. Perhaps some residual effect from the hum. Never mind, you'll be happy to know that your guardian is on his way. I can take you to where you can meet them, if that's alright.
Without even waiting for an answer, he's already walking past me and holding the door open. What happened in those brief moments? Feeling the tension bleeding into the room, I decide not to keep him waiting long. Taking one last look around, I stare where once there was a corpse. While not revealing itself to me, I resign myself to the cold corridor and head out. Okay, I'm gonna end the part here, everyone. So I hope you've all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys around.